it's the girl, the real MYA, at the K, the real Maya K. And today, as you can tell by the title of the video, today I'm going to be doing a video, surviving Tricoci video. So I just want to make a big disclaimer of this video. I don't want this video to be too long. This video is in no way, shape, or form meant to be disrespectful, derogatory, demeaning, nothing of the sort. I've seen several posts on my social medias about this topic. I thought that I would use my platform to speak on my experience with Tricoci, being that my experience is a little bit different and unique from others. Well, number one thing to know about this video is that not only was I a full-time aesthetic student attending Tricoci, but I also, after I graduated, worked for Tricoci as well. So I'm going to be addressing the student point of view, but also the employee point of view. So number one would be lack of equipment / tools / supplies. While my time in school, there was always a machine, a device, a gadget that was broke. I understand that, we can't always get everything fixed at one time, but there's no reason that it should be one microderm machine throughout the whole school for all of the students. I'm sorry, but no. Everyone's tuition is $15,000. And if you're telling me that you take $15,000 and you can't buy at least 2 microderm machines for the entire aesthetic school, I think that's a little questionable. Because microdermabrasions are advanced treatments that every aesthetic student should know. And a lot of aesthetic students did not even touch the microderm machine throughout their whole time period of being a student. Luckily, I did, and I used it quite a few times, but you just be surprised at how many people get into the real world, get hired, and not necessarily know exactly how to use a microderm machine. I've seen it. Also, too, the microderm machines, well, the machine was outdated as hell. I'm sorry, it was a little old. It's 2023. It was 2022 then, but still, it was just a little old. We had a facelift as well that was a little bit old too. It was still good to use, but like I said, it was only one of them, so only one person can use it at one time. Usually a class is full with at least 20 to 25 students. How is all 25 students going to use one at one time? No, invest into more equipment that we can use. Another thing would have to be tools and supplies. When it comes to our kits, we get like a makeup kit, and instead of, supplying us with Dermalogica, since that is our partner that we work with, instead of supplying us with, a Dermalogica startup kit that we could actually use, especially when we get out of school, they give us Crayon, whatever the hell it's called, makeup, and y'all. That makeup is basically used specifically for like TV production type aesthetics. So it's not like real makeup you would want to use if you're doing a client. We don't have like MAC, Morphe, L. We don't have that. It's just that. And I feel like that's outdated as well. It's 2023. Like I said, it was 22 back then when I was in school. We need makeup. A lot of people don't get taught makeup, which that's a whole different subject that we'll get to. But yeah, the kits are kind of trash. I'm not going to lie. The iPad was probably the best part about the kit, and even that. Supplies. I probably played around with one hydrogel mask while in school, and that's because it was hella cheap, and it wasn't what I feel like should be used in school. We should be using things like Max. That is a professional use brand that estheticians should be using when they get out in the field. And I just don't understand why we don't use stuff like that. So yeah, like during my time, everything was always broken. But yeah, that kind of leads to my second point, lack of advanced education. When I say advanced education, let me break this down to y'all. When you are in aesthetic school, I think even in college, but I don't know. For the aesthetics part of it, you spend usually, well, how it was when I was in school was you spend usually 6 weeks in essentials. That's what they're called. And in those 6 weeks, you learn basically like the books. Like you learn skin health, skin physiology, like facials, the breakdown of it. What else do you learn? I forgot. It's basically Book work, you do some physical, but then you come back and it's sort of like more extensive theory. And then when you're done with your 6 weeks, that's when you move to advanced. How it was broken down was it's a little bit more independent. You kind of like do your own thing with it, but it's definitely more hands-on and more practical work. And although it is independent and it is supposed to be your own type of thing, we still should have theory. We still should have teachers that are teaching us throughout the day. And what I mean by that is, okay, y'all, so for this amount of time, we're going to be just doing some book work, kind of catch up on what you're missing, ask me any questions, anything about grades, whatever. Then after this, we're going to do a facial. I'm going to teach you an advanced massage. I'm going to have you guys go to lunch, and then you're going to do a facial on someone, and then you're going to get advanced massage, and then we're going to grade each other. Boom! That's how I thought it was supposed to be, but it was not like that all the time. Sometimes it was, but that was very rare. Very independent person regardless, so I'm gonna teach myself. I don't give a damn. And like I said, I knew going into this school that I wasn't going to be learning everything. I kind of knew that I was going to have to kind of take initiative on my own education, which I was fine with because that's what I had to do. But I do not think that, I'm not paying $15,000 to teach my damn self. Like, where y'all at? We would go into advance, we will get there. Sometimes we would have theory, sometimes we would not, and it would just be like, you do what you do throughout the day. If you don't do anything, that's on you. If you do, then great for you, which I understand. But at the same time, I just do think that there still should be some structure for everyone. It just makes it easier for everyone. That way you don't have teachers complaining about, well, this person isn't doing this, but I'm doing this, and then you don't have students coming in saying, well, we're not learning anything. It just makes it all better for everybody. So I feel like for Tricoci, they need to have like a structure and an expectation for their teachers as well, just as much as we do and they do for us as students. There were things that I still don't necessarily know how to do for real. And that's why I said, like, you really do not know anything until you get out of school. Like, you'll be surprised how much you don't know. Things like advanced massages, we probably went over them like a couple of times, but I was still a little confused about them. I feel like it could have been more in-depth, had more demos. We could have had more people come in from our community. Those are the things that I feel like we should be getting. I don't expect us to know everything, but there are certain things that I feel like, well, damn, like I remember like towards the end, they had a career fair, and that was the only career fair like throughout the whole 6 months that I was there. And it was so unorganized. I was so pissed off because I was like, well, damn, I didn't even know what to do, what to expect, what to do. Like, I didn't know what to do. When it came to theory time, I really was like, by the grace of God, because let me tell you something. When you are in school, regardless if you're in cause, aesthetic shit, even if you're just period in school, period, there's going to be a time period where you are just out of it. You are in a funk. You're not going to feel like doing any work. You're not going to feel like, you just don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. You're over it. That's what anything with schooling. Let me tell y'all, that's how I was when it got towards my theory. I'm like, I don't want to keep sitting here writing down all the notes. Like, I don't learn like that. I don't learn like that. I'm the type of person, you read the notes to me, you make it interactive. I remember it. Then give me a little worksheet to make sure I comprehend what I learned. And then give me the test, and then boom, we're done. I don't want to talk about it anymore. For that, you had to write the notes. I think you got like 2 weeks to study, and then boom, it was a test. I didn't take my anatomy test. I kind of freeballed my whole theory. Like, I didn't take all of my tests until afterwards, because that's not what you're supposed to do. But I was like, I don't want to do that. So, and there was no structure. So I was like, well, shit, I don't have to do that. So that's what I did. I took all of my tests at the end. I filled out my whole book, because you get a big giant book, and I filled out that whole book, and then at the end I was like, okay, knock out. And I did all of my tests at the same time. I did my final, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done. Structure. There's a lack of structure. Career placements. So the hardest thing about my experience as a student was towards the end, when I was looking for employment within my field. I live in a small town, so granted, there's not a lot of places you can go, and a lot of places have like no competes, which is like where if you work here, you can't work a certain radius out of where this location is. And if you do, I will sue you. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I was applying for a lot of these places, I felt a little bit of like, how do you say it? I feel like some of the companies were being a little bit prejudiced towards me, and also discriminative, and if you a little sprinkle of racist. I'm not gonna lie. There were times where I applied for certain places, and granted, I'm just getting out of school, so my resume isn't, you know, top tier, but I did work at Sephora during my time of going to school. And if you know me, I'm just a true beauty girl at heart. Like, my product knowledge is top tier. So, you know, I hyped myself up, and I really did a good job of, like, I feel like making myself, you know, look credible. I had great resources, cover letter, and everything. And it was times where I would recommend other people of my class to, you know, apply to where I was applying, and they got back to them the same day. Whereas me, I didn't get a response. I had to, like, call them, blow them up, and they still didn't want me. And honestly, that really did kind of piss me off during that time, because I'm like, I do not want to work at a fast food restaurant after spending it, honestly, anywhere. I don't want to work anywhere that is not in my field, that I just spent $15,000 sitting here learning all of this. I spent all this time. I sacrificed my summer. I was just in it to work and something that I just didn't, that was not in my field. I was not doing that. I was not okay with that. And I was about to leave Sephora, so I was like, okay, like, I have to figure something out. I feel like the staff could do a little bit more when it comes to figuring out things in placement for, like, career placement, when it comes to, like, resources, like taking us to different companies and kind of, like, explaining a day-to-day, you know, I don't know, just bring people in, because they did have things like these little morning meetings in the mornings where they would have someone come in and, like, talk about, you know, being in the field. But it was always, if not, it was mostly always about the cause side. We are estheticians. We don't have anything to do with the cause side. We just want to be estheticians. We need somebody that's gonna talk to us, because that's a whole different field. I'm gonna be real with y'all. This field is a white women dominated field. Now, don't get me wrong, there are more melanated and minority women coming out doing aesthetics, and I'm not saying that they're the only ones in it, but that is the domination of it. And a lot of them had the same aesthetics. They could have had a little bit more diversity when it came to career placement and what that looked like for being a Black woman in aesthetics, or a Latina woman in aesthetics, or anyone else. Like I said, I didn't have high expectations. I knew this wasn't a thing, but I'm just saying, I think that they can do a little bit better when it came to that. Now, granted, they did have people come from, like, Dermalogica to do demos and stuff. So, like I said, this isn't a hate train for Tricoci. I'm just saying some of the things that they could have done that could have made my experience a little better. A lot of students are going to complain about, like, the heat, the cold, I went in the summer, which I feel like is the best time to go. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I went in the summer, and I was full-time. I was there Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, every single day. And the most it was hot or too cold. And if it was too cold, you could just literally go outside, take a little walk, and come back in. Like, it was fine. Or I think you can wear jackets, but it has to be, like, a certain color. I don't know about that part. I couldn't tell you about that part. But another part that someone mentioned to me was when it came to students versus teacher aspect of it. They were saying that they felt like some teachers speak to them like kids and not adults, because you are an adult when you go to Tricoci. You're at least 18. I'm going to tell y'all something that I think is a thing. And this is going to kind of transition into what my next point is. So, I did have an experience where, you know, me and the teacher kind of got into it, because I just felt like they was talking to me in a way that I just don't feel like a grown woman should be talked to. But I handled it, and I handled it respectfully and professionally. I felt as though. And I moved on. I feel like you kind of have to have that energy about yourself, that demeanor about yourself. Yes, you know, people, you can't control people. You can't control how they're going to talk to you. But, like, one thing about me, you talk to me like a kid, I'm going to let you know that I'm not a kid and you need to watch your mouth. That's just me, though. I can't tell you how to, you know what I mean? You kind of have to have that. If you let people talk to you like that, then, I mean, they're going to keep talking to you like that. But you have to let that be known assertively and respectfully. There's a way to do it. So if you're acting like a kid and, like, blurting out and just, you know, using foul language, just acting crazy, I mean, that's how kids act. That's how you act when you're in high school. Like, of course they're going to, you know what I'm saying? These are, what, 40-year-old women that have been in the industry for a minute. So, of course, they're going to look at you like, girl, you're tripping. Some of them do that. Some other teachers do that. But like I said, I feel like that's just kind of like a you thing if you let people look like that. Because ain't nobody talking to me like that. Ain't nobody treating me like that. So I couldn't tell you that. I always tell people this. My experience was not that bad at Tricoci. There were things that I was like irritated at. But like, I mean, it is what it is. I didn't expect this to be a high brand school. Like, I just expected me to know what I know, do what I do, graduate, get my license, and work. And that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing. So basically, as a student, like I said, my experience wasn't that bad, but you know, I see where people are coming from. I don't know, it might be worse now. I feel like I went, honestly, at the best time. I don't know. This is the part of the video where I kind of transition and I talk about me working as an employee, seeing a whole different perspective into how everything plays out when you're at school. Basically, when I worked at Tricoci, I was a GSR, which is a guest service representative. I answered the phone, I made appointments. I was in charge of like shipment and stuff like that, and sometimes like rotation, because being in school, you do have to take clients when you are advanced. So I had some to do with that. Because it was such a demanding job, that is really why I decided to leave. I had to work there because like I said, I wasn't trying to work anywhere else. And I'm like, might as well, until I got my license. But honestly, I was so ready to go. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I felt as though like if I was not there, the shit was in shambles. And this is like something that people said a lot to me, like literally. If I took one day off and I came back the next day, it was always people saying like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're back. Oh my God, like you couldn't imagine how crazy it was yesterday. I don't like that. I feel like if one person should leave, it should not interrupt the whole structure of the school day. Like, it just should not. That is way too much. That is toxic. I just want to really explain, like, when I was working here, I truly appreciated my staff. My boss and my coworkers were truly so great to me being there. Honestly, I don't even know how I got this position. I really do not know. My boss really had to like me, because I did not know how I got it. I literally just like, you should hire me. And she was like, huh? And she asked my teachers around, and I gave my resume. I was like, please hire me. She did. And ever since then, she had just been so supportive of me throughout everything. She was truly one of my best. She was probably my best boss I've ever had. Like, I 100% stamp that. Miss Claire, if you're watching this, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all that you did. I appreciate you so much. And this is where my perspective comes in as like a graduate, but as an employee, as a real world person. People are lazy. Lazy as hell. Like, I have seen some of the most laziest people ever at this damn school. I understand that you are at a school, you're not here to do clients 24/7. I completely understand that. But at the same time, you are here to practice your skills and to learn. That is a part of the learning process. There will be times girls will get a client, they don't ever have a client. They don't never do shit. And they're complaining the most. It was never the people that had a bunch of clients. It was always the people who never had a client complaining. Like, girl, what the hell are you complaining for? Like, just do the damn person. Like, damn. I feel like for me, I always had clients coming in, so I didn't really bother. Unless it was like bullshit, like, cause you know, we had a rotation system. So like, if I knew I just had a client and it's hella other people out here that can do it, and you're trying to get me the client, now I'm gonna get irritated because why do I have it? Like, that's a whole nother thing than not having a damn client for days and you talking about some, why do I have a client? Because you haven't had a client in days. Like, let's talk about it. And that's why on that post, and I shared that and asked you, I want this video. Someone one of my friends commented like, oh, well, some are telling the truth, and some of y'all are telling the truth, but some of y'all are always going to be complainers. That's why I don't like talking. That's why I don't like using the word passion. Oh, I'm so passionate. Oh, I'm passionate. I tell you, all the girls say that. Everyone says that. I'm so passionate about skin. I'm so passionate about hair. How the hell is you passionate about hair and you haven't done a client's hair in days? You haven't done actually anything in days. You just sit on your phone and you don't do shit, but you're so passionate. What are you passionate about? Where's the passion? I'm confused. I'm lost. Because one thing about me, I genuinely do not respect people who do not have, like, drive. I don't respect lazy people. one thing about me, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do it. I might be tired, I might complain a little bit, but I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna work. Y'all don't want to work. And it shows the attitudes, the eye rolls, the disrespect, the talking back, like, and then at the same breath, teachers are treating us like we're kids. We're kids. There are people who will literally act like damn high schoolers. Like, you are acting like a damn kid, but you want to be treated like an adult? Like, no. Like, where's the professionalism? Where's the hustle? Where's the ambition? Like, y'all don't have it. But y'all want somebody to treat y'all like an adult. But y'all act like kids. Y'all sit here and y'all have attitudes that are nasty as hell. Y'all sit here and y'all don't clean. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Some of the dirtiest people I've ever met in life are the people I've met in school who literally will not clean. They won't clean a brush. They won't clean a damn. They won't even wipe down anything. Just disgusting. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to go on Tricoci, but I'm going to go on y'all as students too, because I feel like if you want someone to hold you to a higher standard, you need to hold yourself to a higher standard. I feel like Tricoci needs to do a rebrand. I feel like they need to do a revamp. They need to go to each and every one of their schools, and they need to talk to their students, and they need to see what the issue is, because there is the issue. Like I told y'all in my last video, like, if y'all truly want to do aesthetics, it's not, nothing is going to stop you from that. But if it's just some shit that you feel like, oh, it looks fun, oh, I can see myself doing this, then obviously it's going to be a deal breaker for you. Like I said, I didn't care. I think I just kind of had that mindset though. Like, I don't be caring about anything outside of me. As long as I do what I need to do and get what I need to get, I don't give a damn about what's going on around me. I know it was a lot of students complaining about like, AC is so cold, teachers are never here, stuff like that. I didn't deal with that when I was in school, so I can't really like speak on that, but I see what y'all are saying. Also, people who went before me that told me like, girl, that was a shit show. It was like teachers against students, da da da. I can't tell y'all that because that wasn't my experience. What I know to be my experience is what I said. I think I need to get better when it comes to the kids. The kids was ass. I feel like they need to get better when it comes to structure. The teachers should have an expectation of a curriculum and what they're going to teach day by day, week by week, month by month, okay? And I feel like they need to do better when it comes to career placement. That was something that I struggled with at the end. I didn't know how to go get a job in my field, in this career, after or a little bit before I graduated. Also, too, I do feel like they could set you up a little bit better for boards, making cahoots, doing group activities, like stuff like that. You'll be surprised about how many people do not know not a damn thing. They won't know the difference between cleaning, sanitation, and disinfection. They won't know the difference between that. They won't know the difference between alcohol and calcite. They won't know ingredients. They won't know protocols. And I don't blame them 100%. Because like I said, teachers should be doing the teaching. The curriculum is outdated. We want to learn lashing. We want to learn makeup application. We want to learn lymphatic massages, advanced massages. We want to learn things like that. And I just don't feel like those things were thoroughly taught as they should have been when I was in school. So hopefully that they do some revamping. Hopefully, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to say a 0 out of 10 because that wasn't my experience. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I think some people are a little bit more dramatic. I think some people are expecting a damn college of beauty. And although this is a beauty college, it's a trade. And it's only for a certain amount of time. Like I said in my last video, you're not going to learn everything. Like, I don't know who told y'all this. I don't know who like made it that. I want y'all to know. I'm telling you this from my own mouth. You are not going to learn everything. There are going to be things that you're going to have to take initiative of and learn yourself, okay? I'm letting y'all know that. And I said it then, I'll say it now. I hope this video just kind of like made it a little clearer. But I don't think it's all bad. I don't think it's all bad. I don't think it's all terrible. I do think there are things that need to be said. I do think there are things that need to be worked on. But I don't think it's all bad. I think it has potential. I just think it needs a big rebrand and some dated curriculums. Yeah, that's really all with this video. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you not to go. Definitely figure it out for yourself, book a tour, do whatever you need to do. But that was my experience. If y'all want more videos that have to deal with like aesthetics or whatever, please comment down below. Make sure that y'all like this video, make sure that y'all subscribe to this channel, and make sure that you tap the bell to receive more content like so. See y'all later.